enjoyed it actually. I just want to promote in our environment as a domestic helper to have like a healthy lifestyle. That's
Mm-hmm.
which I had it. I had it also. I had it already before, but I really don't know how I'm going to do it. But now that I'm given a chance for this Herbalife, then maybe.
Awesome. That's really cool. And then you can combine it with yoga, right? You're now
Yeah.
teaching. Yeah, that's really awesome. You
Yes.
should share with everybody like your photo later. Like Digna's teaching yoga to a bunch of domestic helpers every Sunday at the
Yep.
peak.
Yes.
Yeah, it's looking very
Here
epic.
too.
Yeah, that's really, really amazing. So thank you, Digna. Welcome to the team. So we
And
have
she's
Thank you,
actually
Chi.
a brand new 10-day challenge runner-up winner.
oh yeah, that's right. Congratulations. So how
didn't
did
ex-
you
Yeah,
begin?
congrats.
didn't expect that actually. I just like to join for fun. But
Yeah, beginner's luck. It's not really always beginner's luck. Like you put in work and you put in your heart, right? So she lost three
yeah.
kg in 10 days. Super amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It's
Yeah,
all for your support.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Well, a lot of your own hard work, right? So that's cool.
Yeah.
So we got everybody ready, right? So shall we begin?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so great. So today's topic is about how to invite people to events, how to invite people to do wellness scans, how to invite people to boot camp or workouts, for example, right? And I know that, a few of us are still new here. I mean, the two newer ones, they're not here yet, but it's okay. I'm getting the training recorded. And also for some of us who are a little bit more experienced, it is still really good to come back to the basic concept of inviting people to presentation, also events, because the
Mm-hmm.
invitation is actually really the key to everything. Okay, so we have so many things happening, right? We can invite people to, our social media page, to body scan, fit club, transformation programs, challenges, and nutrition clubs. And a lot of you guys have been, asking, so how do I invite? I don't know what to say. Like I'm so scared of being rejected. It's actually very simple. Okay, so if you look at this chart here, so if we go from the top, some of you guys might have seen this page before, but I will simplify a little bit. You have your circle of influence. We call it the COI. Circle of influence is people you already know, your warm market, like your immediate friends, your friends of friends, your family, people you always see, boss, colleagues. Those are your COI. And also you have those that you don't know, who are the cold markets. Okay. So usually when we invite people, we invite from these two pool of people you know and people you don't know. Okay, so when we invite people, like how how do you see yourself? That's the first thing. I've changed this sentence a little bit because I know for maybe some of you guys who are just starting off as newbies, new coaches or people who are still learning, coaches in training, it's a bit hard for you to position yourself immediately as a wellness coach because maybe you're still scared that, oh, like, am I trying to act like an expert and people won't believe me? So it's okay, throw away those labels or the worries. Position yourself as someone who loves, being healthy, like a healthy lifestyle enthusiast. You're community connected. Basically, trying to, bring people into the community. Family well-being angel. You care about your family and friends' health, so you want to invite them into a body scan. Or you're just a wellness lover. You love the program that you're on. You love, eating healthy and all that, so that you actually want to, positively influence your surrounding, your warm circle, basically. So that's how you can position yourself. I'm just simply here to help and to share. That's it. I'm not here to act like an expert and trying to convince you that, hey, my way is the best. My way is the right way. You're doing it wrong. We don't want to come across sounding like, we're trying to, make others wrong and we're right. Okay, because usually that's very easy to be rejected, right? So just position yourself like, this is what I do, and simply just sharing and inviting you to try it out, right? So you can see the next part, right? Invitation to presentation. This is our formula that we always follow, for either the business building or just for inviting people to the community. We're inviting people to an experience. So we call it the presentation in business term. But in actuality, this presentation can happen in any format. It can be, the Fit Club workout experience. It can be yoga experience, right? And it can
Mm-hmm.
be, like a nutrition talk. It can be like product sampling. For example, in Fit Club, after the workout, you drink the shakes. That's an organic product sampling. So all of these things are presentation. And of course, other presentations could be like, presenting the opportunity to join the programs or 10-day challenge or even more. So that part we don't have to worry for now, which is why I don't want to highlight the presentation part. And the presentation part, especially for new coaches, this usually can be done with a third-party tool. So the third-party tool meaning that it doesn't have to be done by you. Your job is very simple. Just keep it brief, just inviting people. That's all. The presentation can be done by your coach. It can be done by video, or it can be done just by club. By having them in the club, that's already the third party tool. They can see the photos and videos and
Mm-hmm.
more details. Or Facebook, our Facebook page, that is the third party tool as well. So let those things speak for themselves and do the job, and you don't have to worry about like presenting all the details of everything. Okay, so okay, so here I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pass the ball to you guys. I want you guys to share with me, like, what have you tried so far? I want to like just, anyone can talk anytime. Like, how have you guys tried to invite people, and what have you tried to invite them to? And I want to hear your experience. So, who wants to go first? Anyone can say anything. Like, how have you tried to invite?
As I'm new in here, I'm just going to listen. If I know something, then I'm just happy.
Yeah, no problems. Yeah, no worries. It's all very casual.
Yeah, I'm just going
Okay.
to take notes about things that you've been doing.
No problems, no problems. Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe I'll talk a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So I've tried inviting people to boot camp. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not. So actually, like I've been posting a lot of things on my social media as well. So people know that I've been, very active, like kind of sporty, and getting fit. So yeah, sometimes when it's yeah, like when you're in a conversation, you can kind of like steer things towards that topic, and then people usually they would remember, oh yeah, you're very fit now, like you're very active. Oh, and then you can easily get them a little bit more interested, and you tell them about the boot camp and everything, and just invite them to come. So I think that's a good start point. And usually I think if it's if it fits their time and their location, it's not that hard to get them to come and try once.
Mm,
So as long as they feel the friendly vibe there, and they like the community, there's a chance that they would come back. Actually, recently, I think. Whether it's my own leads, like my own COI, or whether it's cold leads, we do get a lot of return customers actually. Like once they tried, say, bootcamp fit club one time, yeah, a lot of them actually do come back a second time and then a third time.
right,
So
right.
yeah, so that's like what you just said, Jane, like letting the group just speak for itself, like letting the platform speak for itself.
Mm.
So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so that's amazing. When people return, repeatedly, that means that there's definitely something in the community in what we do that actually offers them what they need, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't see any values in what we do, and like, oh, none of us serves my needs, they will come back. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's human psychology. They will come back to something that actually immediately serves their needs, like, oh, I need immediately for example, I need to work out with a group of people. Maybe that's what they need.
Mm.
Or I like to be around a group of happy people. Like,
Right.
maybe the workout part is a bonus. Like, everybody's different, right? For some people, workout is most important. For some people, they just like to socialize with a group of
Mm.
people. So, and, what we're trying to promote here is, a happy vibe. So, so people, like to come back to that. So
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Sam. So what you just shared is mostly with your wall market when you
Yep.
share with them. Okay, right. Have you tried to approach or invite any cold market?
Cold market. I don't think so yet. Not really.
Okay, right. No problems.
Yeah, I've tried to talk to some random people, but haven't really succeeded yet.
Right, no worries. It's about keep practicing, right? So cool. Anyone else? I know Max is probably listening in tonight. That's okay. Shafin, you seem to have some good luck with your warm market too, right? I can't hear you. I can't hear your audio actually.
Hmm?
Yeah. Can anyone else hear her?
No.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. Yeah. So maybe it's the laptop or something. It could be your headphones. See if you try.
Yes, I found some headphones.
Hi, Chris.
I bumped into Amy. I was trying to buy headphones.
Hi, Amy.
Who's
but
You
here?
should
I
have one
bumped
in
into
your
her.
pocket.
No.
I forgot
Shafin,
to bring
maybe
my
you take off.
headphones.
Unplug your headphone.
Is that okay or no?
Oh,
I think I can hear something.
something.
Yeah, is that Shafi?
Yeah.
I think there
Very
was something, but it's very
faintly.
faint. Yeah. Turn it up. Turn it up all the way. Put it close to your mouth, like Digna. They put it like all around here. Can you speak? Oh no, it's not working. Yeah. Just unplug your headphone and then yeah. No. Okay. We'll come back to you then. Unplug the whole thing completely. See if you can talk through your computer. Oh, that's strange. Yeah. Maybe you muted yourself on the computer. Sometimes the computer is muted. The default audio. Okay, no problem. Maybe you can type out in the message. Yes, sir. Okay, cool. Chris, do you have something to share here? No? Okay. I think his image is frozen. Okay.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
What's going on?
Okay, you need to unmute.
Yeah, I'll share. I just need to pick a place to sit down. Give me 30 seconds.
Okay, no problems. We'll come back. Okay, we'll come back to you. Okay. So so everything that we shared just now, right? And it all comes down to actually one main point. It's actually very simple. You guys have heard of less is more, right? So less is more applies
Sorry.
to
Oh yeah.
yeah, it applies to fashion. You probably hear it in the fashion context a lot, in architecture and design, but also in terms of communication sometimes. The less you say, the more effective it is. So especially this applies to the invitation process. When we invite people, if we tell them too much, we'll come across as very, salesy and pushy, right? Oh my God, I really want you to come. You will probably like find, the love of your life here, for example, right? Like you tell them so much of how you want them to come, all of these details. We don't actually have to do that. It could be as simple as, oh, just come check it out. I recently started big club, learning how to coach and about nutrition and that, just come check it
Mm-hmm.
out, And let me see. I have some like scripts, like just sample scripts that I actually used just as an example to show you guys. So maybe some of you guys have seen this document that I put together already. So for Digna, I'll send this document to you after the call because
Yes,
Digna,
please.
she just signed up, so she's very new. But so for everyone that's coming on board, right? Even for us, we can actually go through all the basics of getting on board, training checklist, and also training. So this is part of the training. And in step 3, I give a bit of sample script. So this is just a reference for you guys. Obviously, everybody can use your own language to, package your script, right? Say, For example, hey, I just started coaching, learning about nutrition wellness coaching in this Club Essential. We have a workout every Tuesday, Thursday. Come join us, meet some new friends. Okay, maybe this is just my style. That could be a bit too long as well. So it depends on how you address this, right? If it's in writing, maybe you want to keep it short. But if it's speaking, it depends, right? So maybe in writing, sometimes the opening could be a bit long as well. So, or like someone who maybe has always been wanting to lose weight, and they'll be saying something like, I know you've been wanting to lose weight for a while, but I recently joined this 10-day challenge and lost, say, 3 kg. I learned so much. So, if you're interested, I'll introduce you to my coach. So you don't have to give too much, only if they ask, and you can give them little details. Say for someone like Big now, right? You just finished a challenge. You can tell them that, I learned about what to eat, and I have to post things and that. You can share whatever that you feel comfortable, what your experience is. But for more details, just like you can ask my coach. I'll introduce you to my coach. So that is the presentation part, and the third party tool is me. Okay, so anybody can do that, right? If you are not, at the moment, say for someone who's not as experienced, you don't have to do the presentation part. But of course, for some of us who are more experienced, we are definitely more involved in the presentation process as well. So that will come later. I'll cover about the presentation part another time. So these are some of the examples you guys can actually take as reference, right? And just keep it short, just invite, and you don't have to tell them too much. And this is what happens at the presentation. So you guys can refer back to the documents after the call. And then when we go back to here, present, Okay, Chris, do you want to say something now?
Yeah. So basically, right, since I've been in this for so long, I've tried, almost everything to do invitation. And there's 2 main types of invitation that I like to do. So when I first started, I'm always a very people person, right? So I like to socialize with people, and I like to tell them about what I do, obviously, and invite them to come down to either a shake party or a boot camp or or a wellness evaluation. And the other thing, inviting friends has always been my number one thing. So my first customer was Yan. One of my first customers was Yan, and she was my girlfriend back at the time. And she had some health issues, right? So I just kind of told her, hey, my mom could help people lose weight, and she could really help you. And then I invited her, and I use a third party invitation. So this is something that I think we all of us need to know. So before you are really good and you can really, explain to your customers one-on-one what this is all about, if you're not fully confident, just use a third-party invitation. Oh, my mother, she's a pharmacist. She's great at helping people lose weight. Maybe I can introduce you to her, And, I have this friend, Jing, she's a fantastic coach. She helped me lose 4 kilos in a 10-day program. If you want, I can introduce you to her for a call. Oh, we have this great one of our friend Chris. He works in Singapore, and he's coming back, and he's coming back this week. So if you're keen to know more, something like that. That's one point. That's a third party invitation. Secondly, what Jane said is really good. Just think about when you try and tell someone about something, you want to make sure they remain curious. If you try and do the whole explanation over dinner, they will think, oh, you already told me everything. I'm not interested to come down anymore, right? I don't need to come down. You already told me. Let me think about it then. So what is important is you can just, talk with this person and says, oh, great. Don't tell too much. Oh, we have this great boot camp, and then over there we have we can give you a body analysis. And if they ask you what it is, you can just tell them simply, oh, basically it tells you many things about your health, like body water, muscle, and we have this great 10-day program, and all the people that join the 10-day program get results, and they lose 1 to 2 to 3 kilos within the 10 days. And you can tell them the gist, you get one-on-one coaching, you get nutrition support. It's an international challenge. So you basically need to learn how to how to make it sound good and make people curious so that they would want to come down and know more, either via a body scan or maybe coming down to meet Irina, and Irina can explain more. You can always have a third person explaining, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It all comes from practice as well, just say enough, but enough to the point and to get them curious. Yeah. So that's a really good one. Thanks, Chris. Yeah.
So another thing, right? So recently, my favorite is still two things. One is talking to strangers. So when you don't have people to talk to, the best thing is there's billions of people outside this world you can talk to. So you can talk to strangers and make friends, and hey, I can tell you more over coffee. Hey, come down to my nutrition club. I'll treat you for a dinner shake or a lunch shake, and I can tell you a bit more about our 10-day program. So keep it short and sharp. The 10-day program is one of my favorite things to talk about right now, because I was retailing the product before, but my follow-up wasn't so good. Or sometimes the customers just don't like me asking them whether they've taken the shake and all that. And ever since the 10-day challenge, I just tell them, hey, the challenge starts on this date. Get on the challenge, you get results. And I explain to them the breakfast program, and I let the challenge do the work. And 3 or 4 of my contestants have just re-signed up for another challenge because they've gotten results in the first one and they like the second one. They might not be the best at posting the challenge, but it keeps them going.
Okay.
So I think one of the things I like inviting people to is to invite them to the 10-day challenge. So I invite them to the 10-day challenge. In order for them to start the 10-day challenge, I tell them to come and meet me at the club, either at the Fit Club or during lunchtime or during any time. I'll give them a body scan. I'll explain them how they can start on the challenge. And once they start the challenge, I'll keep inviting them for the Fit Club. And they come for the Fit Club. If they don't come, it's something bonus on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my current flow.
That's
I like to meet people one-on-one over lunch, dinner, coffee, or at the studio, and I chat to them about different things. And the 10-day challenge. Okay, so one thing I learned early on in my career is it's a very quick sales step. I think you can always look at any 5-step sales thing or 6-step sales thing. So one of the first step is, break the ice, obviously, right? Talk to them about, how's your family? What have you been up to? How's your work, right?
I have that on presentation, don't worry, guys. I have that prepared.
Okay, great. I'll share later then. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll shut
no
up
problem.
for now.
Yeah. Don't jump into too many points. So we have 10 minutes left for this call. We stay on it, and if we are onto something important, we come back to the same link, okay? Because the call actually gives us 40-minute time limit. Yeah. So just now Chris shared about his favorite, inviting methods is basically talking to family and friends, and also walk and talk. So walk and talk is actually a methodology that some of us actually use to basically talking to strangers. You can walk and talk anywhere. So in today's presentation, I'm not going to go through everything. You can obviously have flyers and ads, which our studio has, and also sometimes we wear the buttons. Like in Canada here, I wear the button a lot to attract people's attention, and it works really well. I have the button, the message, making the world healthier and happier. That is really basically what we're doing, and I wear it everywhere I go, and then that really gets people talking, curious, and I love wearing it. It opens up a conversation. So I'll be mainly focusing on social media in the next part, and also walk and talk as well, because I know that some of you guys are very curious about how do I talk to strangers, how do I invite strangers, right? If say I'm really say what's the word, like talk to everybody in my warm circle already, what's next, right? So okay, I'm gonna go through walk and talk first. So basically walk and talk, like what Chris said, you can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime, when you're eating in a restaurant, when you're shopping, lunch break, when you're exercising, out in public, anywhere, transport. So I actually have met, so I'll tell you guys one of my recent, encounter, walk and talk, is this lady. She's from Mongolia, here in Canada. So she's working in this printing shop, a business printing shop that's down the road from me. So I go there quite often, to print my documents and things. So I start talking to her, and then she notices that, oh, okay, what's this FitCamp thing that you're doing? She starts to get very curious. So, I start talking to her, and we befriended each other actually. And then, so by walking and talking to everybody, you're inviting someone into something that you do, right? So she might not necessarily come to my fit camp immediately, but I actually told her that, oh, I'm looking for partners, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, oh, let me connect you with my friends here. I think some of my friends will actually really want to come down to your class. So, so we actually really bonded, and she invited me to her bar workout class. So I tried my first bar workout in history. That was amazing. Yeah. So that's an example of walk and talk, right? Like people you meet in a shop. And also another example that happened in the same printing shop was the same day when she asked me about my fit camp, when she saw my printouts, right? Our conversation got overheard by this young dude next to us. He was on the computer browsing the internet. This Scottish guy, Irish guy. And then he heard it. He turned around and asked me, oh, where do you do your boot camp? So I said, oh, I do it here. Yeah, he's like, oh, back in Ireland, I used to conduct boot camps as well. So he was very enthusiastic. He's like, oh, I just came here 2 weeks ago, blah, blah, blah. So we start opening this conversation there. And then we exchange contacts at the end. And he is actually potentially wanting to coach boot camp with me, right? So we're still in talks, we're still in contact. So that's how it's actually very easy how a conversation can actually come up between strangers, as long as the vibe is right, and sometimes the conversation topic has to be right as well. So
actually, I want to share a little bit more about this. So sometimes when we first start, right, we do this walk and talk thing. We either do it in groups or whatever, and it all seems very strange. But actually, it's a very, very good exercise for us to really learn how to reach out there and learn how to talk to people, and maybe in general do some prospecting, expanding our circle, and just to kind of practice at the same time how we can come up with new things to talk about and just become more of a dynamic person in general. And those skills really pay back in the long run. You can become more dynamic, you can come up with topics to talk about, and in social situations you become more interesting because you're just a little faster and more open-minded than everyone else, right?
Yeah. It actually trains you to be more proactive in life as well. So I'll say maybe when Chris goes back to Hong Kong next time, I don't know when you're going back to Hong Kong next time, we could probably organize a walk and talk exercise. So that, maybe
it doesn't actually have to be walk and talk, and it can be roadshow as well.
Yeah.
And maybe Jane, you can also bring up one of the actually how you met Digna.
Yeah, that's right.
3-4 years
ago. Walk and talk, actually. That's how.
Can you maybe share a little bit, and both of you can share together as a story?
I'll let Digna share.
I don't know. Maybe. Do you remember? I remember that when you started it in.
This is when Jane first started, right? So
yeah.
I suggested to Jane, oh, let's do roadshow or and we rented a booth in near Kennedy Town, a few stations before Kennedy Town, and that's something we could do. We can do that together. Yeah, we can rent that spot together and do walk and talk together when I'm back. So maybe Jane, you start how it started and that day, what your experience, and then Digna can share, how did she got approached and what did we say to her and how did it lead to her.
So basically what happened was, we can do this again when I'm back too in December. So it was a roadshow, and we were all paired up basically. So I can't remember if I don't think I was paired up with Chris at that time. We were like walking around basically, but then we were back in that booth, and I think we were just approaching people with the flyers as well, right? And inviting people to the scan. And then Digna, you happen to be around the market.
Yeah.
So that's how we started talking. And I was very nervous. Like, to be honest with you guys, I was very, very nervous, like approaching strangers on the street. But then I think as someone stops and actually willing to speak to you, that actually eases off your nervousness, and then you feel like, oh wow, I'm not getting rejected. Someone actually wants to stop and talk to me. So that
What
actually
is this?
builds
Get me.
your confidence, and then you actually open up conversation and just practice talking to people about, you know, what you do in the club. And that was terrible. Remember, I was terrible at it. Like, you know, I was just talking about everything. So that was my memory of the day. I was just nervous and I was talking about everything. So okay, Digna, you can share your experience.
Yeah, when you first approach me and then you give these flyers, and then I think the first thing I asked is, are you doing yoga in your studio? And you said, maybe in some point we're going to do that. I think that's where we started, and we exchanged Facebook account, and I'm following you in your Facebook things, and yeah, that's all started. And it's just lately when you approach me about things, and this is like, oh, okay, let's try.
That's cool. So you are keeping
Yeah,
yourself open-minded too, then.
yeah, I do.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
and I really look forward to do it with everyone. We can rent the same booth in Sek Kong Choi, actually. It's only, I think, a couple of $100, Hong Kong dollars. We bring a body scan and we wear the t-shirt and we talk to people.
yeah.
And now with social media, it's just so easy. You talk to someone, just kind of tell them, oh, we have a studio there, we run classes. What do you do? Oh, great. Are you into exercising? Yes and no. Great. Are you thinking about exercising? Yes and no. Do you look after your health? Yes and no. Great. Let's exchange Facebook, keep in touch. And through that, you know, and you, first of all, you're promoting your Instagram and Facebook. When someone like your page and their friends like your photo, just treat it like walk and talk. What you learn in walk and talk, you do it in social media.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
For
right.
example, I meet Digna today through Walk and Talk. She follows me on Instagram, and she likes my photo, and 3 of her friends like my photo as well. When they like my photo, I say, hey, great. Hey, how do you, thanks for liking my photo. Are you actually from Hong Kong? Are you in the area? Oh, I see that you're Digna's friend. Do you work out? So the moment, whatever you learn from Walk and Talk, you take the same skill to social media. And with what we have right now, the Fit Club, the events, the body scans, the 10-day challenge, the team building, the operator model, it's not, and then the Dongcheng workouts, the central workouts, the whole network of community we're building. Um, hey, Digna met us 3 years ago, and after 3 years, she joined the 10-day challenge and became the second up winner. And now she's going to coach a community. And very soon, she's going to be having contestants coming in from the Philippines joining the 10-day challenge, and maybe opening a fit club in a fit club, outdoor fit club weekly gathering in Philippines. All these possibilities can come now that we have the system ready. So Walk and Talk is just basically us learning how to talk to people, become dynamic, become